Hey you guys, welcome back, LA Show. Thank you guys for subscribing, commenting, liking, getting this information out to the public like we're supposed to. I really do appreciate you guys. What we're going to talk about tonight is Tamla Horsford's case. The night of November 3rd, leading up to November 4th, the morning she was found deceased, and currently what's going on in this situation. And I just want you guys to keep up with me because this is a lot. I do have my notes here, and I will be going off of an online reference that was given to me on Twitter today. I do appreciate that person. Shout out to you. And shout out anybody else that wants to give any information to me. I desperately appreciate you guys because I'm just going in here looking up stuff myself, just trying to make sure that I'm accurate. That's why I put out so many videos, because I want to make sure that I'm not giving you guys inaccurate information, but everything that I'm getting is coming off the news. So I want to make sure that's very clear, because what I'm noticing is that everybody is doing this video, but there are a lot of contradicting statements being thrown around and a couple of areas of discrepancies in the case itself. So on the night of November 3rd, 2018, Tamla arrived at 9 p.m. with a bottle of tequila about an eighth full. People at the party, that was Jean, Jose, the aunt of Jean, Madeline, Nicole, Marcy, Bridget, Sarah, Michael, Stacy and Thomas, Jennifer, and Paula. So that's a lot of people right there. Okay. So we're going to take it leading up to what happened. Okay, so in a statement given by Jose Barrera, he said that up until her death at 12 a.m., everyone was playing Card Against Humanity, the men too. They played for about an hour and began to clean up and go to sleep. Jean and Tamla wanted to stay up. She was very social and kept engaging in convo. At one point, Tamla FaceTimed her husband and children so everyone could see her family. After the cleanup was complete, everyone separated and left Tamla in the living room. The last time everyone saw her alive. Jean said Nicole and Sarah left, Bridget left, and Marcy left. All other parties stayed. Tamla was the only smoker there. She had gone out multiple times to smoke and left her cigarette butts on the back porch on the ledge. Jose told me he was cleaning up the following morning. He found unlit cigarette and lighter on the floor of the porch. Jean has security system that sends notifications to her phone. Times of the door opening and closing were documented at the door opening at 1:49 a.m. and closing at 1:50 a.m. It reopened at 1:57 a.m. and remained ajar until Tamla was found. So that doesn't make any sense, but we're going to keep going. So in this report, it's all the same report. Madeline was the first to discover Tamla's body. She had gone out to the backyard to see what the temperature was outside. Noticed Tamla was face down. She waited to see movement and went to alert Jean. Dispatch was immediately called. Okay. So we got that report. And I just want y'all to track it with me and keep it up with me. So then we have the report that was given by Jose. So the first report, I do believe that was given by Jean. This report is given by Jose. The first report. Tamla was last seen at 1:30 by Jose Barrera. Him and Thomas Smith was downstairs watching LSU football game until halftime. They went upstairs and never came back down. Him and Jean went to sleep at around 1:30 a.m. So like I said, they were playing a card game up until 12. It looks like they separated at some point. Everyone separated from Tamla, and they were falling asleep. However, we don't know where everybody else was sleeping at. It was several people still at the home. And I'm about to give you the times that everyone left. So Nicole and Sarah left at 10:30 on November 3rd due to child care issues. At 1:47 a.m., Bridget left. Why? At 4:10 a.m., Marcy left. Tamla is currently missing at this point, or wouldn't you have had to run past Tamla or see Tamla on the way out the door? Maybe. 7:45 a.m., Paula left. So at this time, we know for a fact Tamla is missing or she's not there. People are waking up and leaving this household. So, what's going on here? Is the door being locked after they're leaving? What's going on? At 10:40 a.m., Stacy and Tom left. So this is during the police investigation, and they are gone. They're actually quoted as leaving out of the house when the police should still be there. So at 8:45 a.m., Madeline allegedly found Tamla and alerted Jean and Jose. So at 8:45 a.m., after Paula left, a whole hour after Paula left, Madeline found Tamla. So, okay. At 8:55 a.m., Jean and Jose called the police, like they should have done in the beginning. So it looks like her time of death, according to the GBI reports, 1:30 a.m. November 4th at 2 a.m., it was daylight savings time ending. So that means time fell back an hour. According to their reports, internal cameras not having time change was noted in the report. So whatever internal cameras, I don't know what they're talking about, because from what I'm understanding, there are no physical cameras on that back porch or on the house itself, from what I understand. Or are there? Because we don't know. We do know that there is a security system called Arlo that was used to track the times that these people entered and left the home. So the back porch, like I said, opened at 1:49 a.m. It closed at 1:50 a.m. and it remained open after 1:57 a.m. when it was reopened. So after 1:57 a.m., the door was open all night. We don't know how wide it was open, but if there was any wind blowing, we would have heard the door swinging. We would have felt that gust of wind if we're sleeping somewhere near the door. We would have heard something if somebody fell 20 feet to the ground, a body. Up until her death, like I said, they were playing cards. But there was something interesting in another report by a crime scene investigator. Per request by another detective, upon arrival at 10:14 hours, I met with another detective who informed me that a party was held the night previous. The decedent was discovered in the backyard of the residence on this morning, when the residents awoke and began a cleanup process. So that is what was stated in one of the crime scene investigators' reports, that there was a cleanup process leading up to her being found. So what does that mean? Did Madeline find Tamla, or did Jose find Tamla? Who was up and moving around at that time? We know that somebody left at 7:45 a.m. So the house was up. I just can't see you sleeping in a place full of adults and people are waking up and you're just still passed out asleep. At least you would have, popped your eye open and saw who it was walking past. And I don't know, like I said, if they're locking the front door they're leaving out of. I don't understand what's going on here. It's a lot of movement. So we got to that. So what I'm being alerted to is that Tamla made a statement about leaving the party, allegedly. And the last place she was seen was in the kitchen by Jose. And also Bridget reportedly in the report said that she had last saw Tamla at 1:47 a.m. So was it 1:30 a.m. like Jose said and the GBI said that she passed away that time, 1:30 a.m.? Or was it 1:47 a.m. when Bridget last seen her and she was leaving out of the home? That's just a question in itself. I don't know about that. I really don't know. So the last point I'm here to make in this scenario is the compromise in the statements. So this was taken by another detective, a lieutenant. All party goers were asked to return. I entered the house and made contact with the host and hostess, Jean and Jose. I recognized Jose as a felony probation agent in Forsyth County. Also seated at the table was Madeline. Why were these people's statements taken at the same time? That doesn't make any sense to me when you're coming up to investigate a death. Normally you would separate these people and get their information. Another question raised is I'm going to start with the racism, the history of racism in Forsyth County. It is known as a notorious sundown town. And if you don't know what that means, I would Google that immediately if you are African American. Like Paris Milan said in her video, oftentimes African Americans move to these southern, small, quaint towns, and they don't know that it is a hotbed of racism in that town. Just like with Forsyth, with several generations of racism, Ku Klux Klan behavior, and all of the above. So 1912, Forsyth County did a sundown procedure, and they drove out hundreds of black residents by lynchings, by riots. So don't ask us again, where did we get our riot behavior from in the black community? We got it from you guys, especially when you guys were separating us and telling us not to come into bathrooms, not to drink behind you all. You all were stumping right through those cities, right through those towns, tearing stuff up. So I'm just saying. 1987, so this is 70 years later, Oprah did her own channel series on Forsyth County and the hotbed of KKK surrounding that county. She did put that out there to give us some light on what is going on with the racism in the world. And that's one thing that we can really be proud of from Oprah, was her lack of fear in that situation, because her life was literally in danger by going to that county. And it was very disgusting to see those people standing up, spewing out all that hatred. But when a person like me gets on camera and tells you guys about a simple case, I get called a race baiter. So presently, we went through everything. The statements from the lawyer of John, those came out telling people to stop harassing the party goers and herself. And like I said in all my videos, do not go harassing these people. Do not go threatening these people. It's not worth it. Justice will come for them in another form. After all of that, Michelle Graves is being hit with a lawsuit saying that she is basically the one who is going around making false statements about this case and spewing out I guess, I don't know. They're suing her. The party goers and John are teaming up to sue Michelle Graves. And if you guys really do care about this situation, if you guys really do care, and if you have a good friend in your life that would look after you while you're dead, I would hope that you look at Michelle Graves as one of those people, and possibly we can get a GoFundMe set up for her to get her a good lawyer to fight this stuff. Because if they open up this case and she has the right lawyer that can point out the inconsistencies in the actual case of Tamla, she could get something really started. So if you guys really do care about Tamla, really do care about this case, I would highly suggest that we get in touch with Michelle Graves and her family and see about starting up a GoFundMe for her so that she can fight this lawyer, this lawsuit, and get a lawyer. The fact still remains that Jose Barrero was able to access information about a crime that he was allegedly implicated in or around, and we need to worry about that moving forward with these police departments, because if one person can do that, then that means anybody can do that. And that means that it can keep on being done. So that means that they could edit the tapes, tamper with these tapes, get rid of the tapes, or evidence in cases. So we got to be very aware of that. And, there are a lot of people in prison that are there for absolutely no reason. So, we got to spread awareness when we can. And, I do feel really, really, really strongly about this case with Tamla Horsford. My prayers are with the family. My prayers are with Michelle Graves and what she's going through right now with this lawsuit. As if it was one thing to have your best friend hurt and killed, you have to go through a lawsuit as well. It's not right, you guys, and I hope you guys find it in your heart to hopefully, find a GoFundMe under Michelle Graves. Make sure it's really her, and let's get her a lawyer. Let's get a lawyer set up for her. She's going to need it. I don't know if you guys got all that information. I have it all written down. I should have done it chronologically. But if you just want to pause and go through my video, pick through this video, I would highly suggest it. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section about the updates in this case and how you feel about it. Also, like, share, and subscribe. I want to get out more information about these cases. I really, really, really do appreciate you guys already. To my 120 some odd subscribers, I appreciate you guys. And we're going to keep fighting for Tamla. We're going to fight for Michelle. And just send your love to the family of Tamla. Send your love to her children. Send your love to her husband. I mean, this is just so sad, you guys. And thank you guys for watching again. All right. Have a good one.